Hello everyone, in this tutorial we will make an example for BGP Route Map Filtering. First let's look at the prefixes that router 1 learns. Since there is no filter on router 1 at the moment, it learns prefixes from router 2 and router 3. In this example, we will first block 192.168.0.0/16 networks using the prefix list, that is, we will block 2.2, 3.3 here. In the second step, we will write prefix list to match the 164.0.0/10 prefixes from the autonomous system 65200, and we will change the local preference value to 222 in this matching traffic. Here we will change the local preference value of these two prefixes to 222. In the third step, we will match all other routes originating from 65.200 autonomous systems that do not match the second step and make the weight values 65.200, that is, we will make the weight value of the 23.1.0 and 12.1.0 subnets we learned from router 265.200. In the fourth step, we will allow all other routes without interfering. We will do all of these operations on router 1. Now let's start our configuration. After we start our configuration, you will understand more clearly. Now the first thing we need to do is to write a prefix list for 192.168.0.0/16 foot prefix. First let's write our prefix list and match our traffic. IP prefix list, let's name it first RFC 1918. I'm writing permit here. I'm writing permit because we are doing this line just to match traffic. We will do the blocking under the route map. After writing permit, we write our prefix. I say /15 because we're going to be looking at the minimum prefix length. I say 16. Now our first line is okay. Let's write our second line and match our second line with 164.0.0/10 prefix. Here we will make the prefix 10.11. Let our name here be second. Now let's write Autonom System Path ACL to map traffic from BGP Autonomous System 65200. I'm writing an underscore. The meaning of the underscore here means that it should match a space. You can look at what these characters are for in the document. I write 65200 and end by putting a $sign. Now we have created two prefix lists and an autonomous system path ACL here. The prefix list and the autonomous system path ACL that we wrote here are useless at the moment, because we have not applied them anywhere. Here we will match 192.168/16 prefixes. Here we will match 164.0.0/10 prefixes. In the ACL I wrote here, we will match the autonomous system number 65.200. Now we will use this prefix list in path ACL here by configuring the route map. We write route map and give it a name. Let's say our name is Autonomous System 65200 IN, so I state that it will come from 65200. You can give it any name you want. Here I say deny and write 10 as the sequence number. Let's also write a description, which is important to remember what we wrote the route map for. It would be good if we wrote it too. After writing the description, we write match IP address prefix list and write the name prefix list. Our prefix list name is first RFC 1918. Now we have written the first line of route map here. Now let's write our second line. We write route map autonomous system 65.2000 IN permit 20. Let's write a reminder here of what we are doing this for. After writing our description, let's write match IP address prefix list. Now let's write our second prefix list here. I'll copy it from here. After writing this, we write match autonomous system path 1. First of all, we matched it with the address 100.64.0.0/10, then we matched it with 65200 because there is also 100.64 traffic from 65300, so we need to separate it. We will only match it with the traffic from 65200 and make the local preference value 222. Now I'm typing said local preference 222. Let's write our third line. I write route map permit 30. Let's write a description software for this. The autonomous system will change the weight value of the routes that come from 65.200 and do not match the second step to 65.200. After writing description, let's match the autonomous system path 1 and match it with 65.200 autonomous system. After matching it with 65.200, we set weight 65.200 and make the weight values 65.200. After setting this, let's write our fourth line. In this line we will allow all routes without interfering. In this line, let's write permit 40 and a description. Let's check the route maps we wrote by calling it end. Show run as section. Let's write a route map. This is our first route map line. I misspelled the description a little bit here. We'll fix it later. As an explanation, match and block first RFC 1918 prefix list. Our criteria here is match IP address prefix list first RFC 1918, so this will match the prefixes in the prefix list and deny. Let's look at our second line. In our first line here, we match 100.64/10 in the match IP address prefix list section. In our second line, we match the match autonomous system path with autonom system 65.200 and make the local preference value 222. Let's look at our third line. In this line, we will change the weight values of the routes that do not match the criteria in the second step to 65,200. On the last line, we allow all prefixes. Now the process of writing the route map is done. Now let's go under the BGP address family command line and specify our neighbor here. Let's write the route map. The name of the route map is Autonom System 65200 IN. Here we choose in which direction we will apply the route map. We will apply it in the IN direction. Now let's check our settings by logging out. Show BGP IPv4 unicast. I'm writing began network. Let's manually update the routing table. When we look at our table again, we can no longer see 192, 168, 2.VE 3.3, where 1.1 shows only this since it has its own local IP. Our second criterion was to change the local prefix value of prefixes 100.64 from 65,200 to 65,200, where you can see that the local preference value of prefixes 100, 64, 2, 0, and 100, 64, 2, 192 from router 2 is 222, and there is no change in the 100, 64, 3, 0 prefix from router 3. Our third match criterion was to change the weight value of unmatched routes to 65,200 in the second step, which you can see changed to 65,200 here. In our fourth matching criterion, we allow all routes. From here we can see the route map we made again. The first line is deny, the second line is permit, the third line is permit, the fourth line is permit, and here we specified what we are doing each line for by writing an explanation, and then by applying the route map under the BGP address family command line. We made both the IP prefix list at the same time. We made the autonomous system path filter. We changed the local preference and weight values. That is, we made the autonomous system path filter that we did before by making the route map. We have used filtering methods such as prefix list filter by combining them under a single route map. That's all I will tell you in this lesson for now. See you in our next lesson. Goodbye.